morning. Jim, Steph.
All right, low pressure stuck and swirling in the Atlantic, helping to fuel quite a coastal impact, really from New England
major.
all the way south to the Outer Banks at the present time. High winds, waves, surge, dangerous rips kicking up in places like the Jersey Shore, the Outer Banks. The Outer Banks definitely feeling some of the brunt of this.
Yeah, and there's more to come actually with this. This is just Tuesday. This thing is going to hang around with us all the way until our Saturday and Sunday. But to talk about what's happening in the Outer Banks, our good friend Sam Walker of WOBX.com is joining us. Sam, thanks for being with us. Where's the biggest issue right now?
The biggest issue is where it usually is, which is on northern Hatteras Island, from Oregon Inlet down to Rodanthe. Highway 12 shut down with the overnight high tide. Got several spots where we got water and sand on the road. NCDOT's been out there basically since Saturday trying to shore things up, and the waves and winds finally compromised things. Also got a lot of water in Avon this morning, so that's central northern Hatteras Island. You get down to Buxton around the motels just north of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. Got some overwash there. That's the biggest problems. Four-wheel drive area up north of Corolla to heading to Corova and Swan Beach. Those folks that have to drive on the beach to get up there can't do that during high tide because it's so rough. But those are our main impacts out of this. We've seen a little bit of sound side flooding too down on southern Hatteras Island, but nothing not unusual for our strong north blow like this.
So, Sam, the situation on NC-12 takes how long to clean up? I mean, I know it probably depends on the depth of the sand, but just the situation that we have and through here. And do you expect that to be a situation again today with the high tide?
Yeah, it probably would take right on up through the low tide cycle. So you're looking at 6 hours at least, maybe even 8. And we've seen water over the dunes in those areas, even with the low tide. I mean, I was just looking at some of the surf cams lately. We're seeing breakers about 1,000, 1,500 feet offshore. Looking at the buoy data, we're at 15-foot waves, 16-foot swell right now. So it's going to be probably tough to get it done today. Probably tomorrow is probably going to be more ideal because we're not going to see as a high as tide with the high tide this afternoon. Looking at the predictions, things kind of progress downward as we get into the next 24 hours. The thing about it is that the section that's shut down right now, part of that, which is the Merlo Beach area, would have been bypassed by a new bridge. That bridge was supposed to have opened a month ago. They had a little damage as they were trying to finalize things. That would have kept things open there. But north of that area is not bridged. It was still right up along the road, what's called the Pea Island Visitor Center. That would have still shut things down. So a lot of folks are, talking about how that bridge might have helped things. Not quite yet, but it would have been a little bit better situation, a little easier situation for DOT to deal with.
You know, summer travel time is right around the corner for everybody. How worried are you about the erosion? Because it just is hour after hour, day after day of these beaches getting battered and eaten away.
Well, one thing we've got is we do have a couple of places that are going to get beach nourishment. Avon and Buxton are going to get it. And Avon, which is near the Avon Pier, that's north of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse on up about 8 miles. That area is going to get beach nourishment this year. That's going to help things as far as flooding in that section. We talk about the motels when you come into the village of Buxton. That's going to help. The northern beaches are getting it. The one area that we're concerned about, though, is in Rodanthe, not just with Highway 12, as we've talked about. You got about a half dozen houses near the Rodanthe Pier that are the surf's right up underneath them. One of those houses collapsed back in the winter. That area is not scheduled for beach nourishment anytime soon, partially because it's so far away from Highway 12. And with the change in the alignment of Highway 12, those areas aren't going to get it. But it's always a concern. As we say, it's Tuesday on the Outer Banks. That's how things are when you live out near the edge of the continental shelf.
In the Outer Banks. Hey, Sam, we're showing everybody that camera with the longshore current. That is just roaring out there, isn't it?
It is. And, of course, we always want to emphasize, not a day to even be walking on the beach. I saw some folks walking their dog last night about 11 o'clock on one of the cameras. You don't want to be doing that. It doesn't take but one of these powerful 10-foot waves to knock you down and take you out, and with the rip current risk as well. So, yeah, don't even be walking on the beach. Look at it from the top of the dunes.
Sam Walker, appreciate you, buddy. WOBX.com. What an update.
He knows it all. He knows it all. He's the guy.